About 63 million Americans voted for Donald Trump, mainly about the idea of building a wall on the southern border. The fact is that millions of Americans are starting to realize that this massive wave of foreign-born immigration, for the most part, really does not benefit the American people. And believe it or not, despite that all of these findings are true, political correctness and the ability to be shut down and being called as a racist has been preventing us from not only understanding the truth, but to also understanding the fact that we need to secure our border and we need to get things done because the facts don't lie, regardless of feelings. Enough is enough. And the fact is that the main reason why that many people in the House and in the Senate, particularly in Schumer and Pelosi's world, they want to make sure that Donald Trump does not meet his full promises. They want to hurt him badly so that he gets defeated in the 2020 election. And they are trying to rig this as hard as they can to make sure that he does not fund the border wall. Well, this is why the Trump administration has gotten really frustrated and they're considering to shut down the government to prove the insanity, the craziness of how it's so impossible to just fund a $5 billion border wall. See, this is the complete insanity behind this. They say that they want border security, but then they don't want a wall. I mean, what is it about the wall that you don't like? Now, sure, it may cost more money, but it obviously proves that you truly don't want border security and you want a semi-open border to get what you want. Well, shutting down the government doesn't necessarily mean that that is the only way possible. There are many ways you can fund the wall by taxing wire transfers from Western Union. Certainly that there are reports that the NAFTA deal is going to charge Mexico to pay for the border wall. We can certainly cut welfare for illegal and legal immigrants to pay for the border wall. We can cut defense spending. Or even if we don't fund the border wall, we can bring in lots of troops into the border to fully secure the border. Now, the main question is, why are they really doing this? I believe the main reason is that they want political support. The Schumers, the Pelosi's, the Maxine Waters of the world. They know that if the wall gets built, it will not only prevent a lot of migrants and other arrivals from coming into the border, but this will permanently be a physical solution and barrier that prevents the party of getting more votes and is necessary because of the survival of their political future. And in addition to that, which might explain the GOP as well, that they know that cheap labor, this massive flow of low-skilled labor, is necessary because they're donor class. They need the cheap labor, the cheap nannies, and everything else to continue to raise their profits and continue to undermine American labor. But here's the reality of this. The fact is that the American people are truly not being represented. And the vast majority of the American people believe that the current system of immigration is not working and it's not benefiting the American people. The fact is that this massive flow of illegal and legal immigration that we've had for the last 50 years, which sadly is not just people who come here without documentation. A lot of it includes the chain migration, the diversity lottery, has had a lot of devastating impacts. Lower wages, large corporations having job preferences to hire people who are foreign-born. Many of these people who come here illegally have fake identification, steal social security numbers. They even admit that with the California State Senator Kevin De Leon. And of course, when they earn the money, they send the money abroad. So therefore, the money doesn't really flow in the American economy, whether they are legal or not. And of course, the illegals, they come here, they have their anchor baby, which has been reported that one of the members of the caravan had given their first anchor baby. And what this means is that their anchor baby can be used for welfare programs, as well as the ones who come here legally, which becomes a public charge. Now, I was told that these immigrants are not getting welfare, that they pay enough taxes. But why is it that many of leftist organizations are now proving that 350,000 people in Nevada, which is more than 10% of the state's population, are going to be affected by this public charge rule? When it comes to healthcare services, that our hospitals are being overcrowded, when it comes to housing assistance, when it comes to schools, the fact that it costs $10,000 to $20,000 to educate a child. And not to mention, but it affects our performance as well, because a lot of these kids are taking English language learning courses, these bonus courses. And it's not just the children, it's that the immigrants themselves that really don't know English and are not really blending in our culture, which creates a lot of disconnect. And if you look at societies all over the world, that diversity of language leads to a heck a lot of corruption. And in addition to that, all these immigrants overwhelmingly tend to support a lot of corrupt politicians, because the politicians know that they can fool them, they can give them programs, they can speak into their language, cater to their identity, they can fill their numbers up in the U.S. Census so they can get more representation. And we've seen this with the Culinary Workers Union here in Las Vegas, which is the largest, I believe, immigrant organization in Nevada. And it's all designed to pump up votes, they can get more benefits, to bring more people of their own family, and they don't care if this really affects the American people. It's become a tool for corrupt politicians designed to change the values of not just America. This is, again, happening in Europe. Okay, this is an attack on Western civilization. This is a form of invasion. Connect the dots. They are trying to transform the Western values of the entire world. Now, I'm not trying to prove that our main source of immigration in America is causing our main crime problems. But you cannot deny that some of these immigrants who are coming in, or invaders, are gang members, and many of them have innocently killed American citizens. Not to mention that they are filling up our prison cells, that the courts are skewed to benefit them, that we have sanctuary cities, and they come and they're deported many, many times, putting the lives of the American people. Why should we keep importing massive chunks of people when we have a housing affordability crisis in America? When we don't want to see our cities to become overcrowded, looking like China and India? Enough is enough. And the bottom line is, given our state of technology and our jobs are changing, largely due to automation, well, many of these low-skilled immigrants are really not going to find jobs. And this is not looking really, really good. Because what are they going to ask? More government assistance programs? What are we going to do? Just raise taxes simply just to pay for these people who really don't deserve or don't have any value to our country? Look, you can say that I'm racist all you want, but at the end of the day, I care about the truth. And the truth is, look, if your stock market value crashes, you can't say that you're rude, that just get off my face. The fact is, you lost money in the stock market. And the fact is, if this immigration is not benefiting the American people, you can't hide from the facts. So a lot of this caravan is based on lies, it's based on deception. They're asking for $50,000. And why are they going to California? Could it be because California, the longer route, gives them benefits? Think about this. A lot of wealthy people and NGOs, including Soros and the UN agenda, is funding the caravan. These people who come here, they don't really respect our values. And the fact is that they're not really coming to really assimilate. They just want to strip the benefits and push us around. And the truth of the matter is, in order to solve this problem, we need a massive exodus of people who are non-citizens through E-Verify, cutting their benefits. And we need to also limit legal immigration to a merit-based system. So therefore, people who come here, know English, and have skills, something to contribute to our country. Not just people who are low skilled, who have low value, and are just going to basically suck up the system. We need to preserve our cultures, and we need to make sure that the American way of life is not conflicted and communities do not transform when Americans don't want to do so. Thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to subscribe, spread this video if you can, and make sure that we get out there, we protest, we make a difference, and we show to the world of who we truly are. Take care.